Let's get into how you can get a sales job despite having no experience. It's a misconception. A lot of people think, hey, I got into customer service, I'm doing this retail sales job, I'm doing something else, but I don't have any technical sales experience and I want to get into software sales. I want to get into some sort of high ticket sales so that I can make a lot of money. Let me break down the exact process I followed to get a high paying software sales job. But first, let me explain to you my background. I tell this story a lot, but I just wanted to paint the picture of what your life can look like in the next 3 to 5 years. I graduated in 2018 from Ohio University. I didn't know anyone in the tech industry. I had no past sales experience. I had no internship experience. All I had was a little bit of student involvement and a dream to get a technology sales job in a big city. I grew up in Ohio and I always wanted to leave. I ended up getting hired at a really fast growing tech company that just IPO'd recently, so I picked the right company. I was making $50,000 year one out of college. Fast forward 2.5 years later to today, and I'm making $131,000. I like to share that because I've almost 3x my income in less than 3 years by finding myself in the right situation in the right sales job. It can be incredibly lucrative, and the first thing you need to know in order to find your sales job is ask yourself why. Why do you want to get into sales? Is it to make a lot of money? Is it to get in a profession that you control your outcomes, you control your career progression simply based on performance? Is it because you want to have more autonomy, you want to be your own boss per se? Those are some of the reasons people commonly get into sales. I have a friend that's super smart. He works at a bank. He's been there about 3 years. He makes an okay amount of money, but he says, hey, I want to get into sales. I want to get into a fintech company. I want to do that because I understand it. And the reason why most people want to switch from their current role to sales is because eventually you get capped. Eventually you find yourself in a job that the only way you can promote is either by office politics or by having a certain tenure in the job. So for example, JP Morgan, I have friends who work there. You need to be in the role for X number of years before you're even eligible to promote. That's whack, that's outdated. You need to be working for a progressive, fast-growing technology company, not even fast-growing, but just a technology company, or a great sales job in general. Some other great sales jobs, a realtor, you're pretty much your own boss. You could work in medical sales, pharmaceutical sales. That's really great as well. But if you show up and you perform, you will be paid handsomely. And number two, you will control your own career progression. So first and foremost, ask yourself why you want to get in sales. Number two, you have no experience. So figure out how do you parlay your existing skill set or your existing non-sales experience to become and to appear to be more favorable and change the narrative in the eyes of the recruiters. A common example I like to say is if you were a waiter or waitress, you have no past sales experience, but you have customer service experience. Change the narrative. Change it from, yeah, I have no past sales experience to, hey, I had this customer service related job. I know that at your organization, you guys are focused on your customers. I recognize that sometimes things will come up that I didn't cause the problem, but I have to solve it. And based on this unique experience, I'm equipped to help you guys solve this. I want to help you grow your business. Ask yourself, what existing skills do you have? You don't need to have any sales experience. You just need to figure out how can you change the narrative and massage whatever existing skill set or experience you have, change the narrative in the eyes of the recruiter. So prior to your interview, research what are the company values and how does your past experience embody that? Even if you don't have sales experience, you have life experience. So ask yourself, how can you parlay that experience and talk about it in the light of the company values? Research what is important to the company. And we're going to get into this in a moment, but what is important to the company and how are you going to contribute to the growth?